Picture this. While you're sleeping, the United States government just spent $7.4 billion on silver. Not gold, silver. And they're doing it with an urgency we haven't seen since the Cold War. Something massive is happening right now, and if you're not paying attention, you're about to miss one of the biggest wealth transfers in modern history. The question isn't whether silver is important anymore. The question is, why are they panic buying it like there's no tomorrow? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see the global economy and your own financial future. Let's start with the facts. The US government, along with other major world powers, has been quietly stockpiling silver at unprecedented rates. We're talking about massive contracts, emergency acquisitions, and backroom deals that bypass normal procurement channels. This isn't your typical government purchasing program. This is panic buying, plain and simple. And when governments panic, you need to pay very close attention because they know something the general public doesn't. They have access to intelligence, economic forecasts, and strategic assessments that won't hit mainstream media for months or even years. So what do they know that we don't? Here's where it gets interesting. Silver isn't just a precious metal for jewelry or investment coins anymore. It's become the most critical industrial metal of our generation. Every single solar panel requires silver. Every electric vehicle uses significantly more silver than traditional cars. Your smartphone, your computer, the 5G infrastructure being built across the world, all of it depends on silver. But here's the kicker. We're running out. Not in some distant future, but right now. Global silver reserves are depleting faster than almost any other critical resource on the planet. Major mining operations are reporting declining ore grades, meaning they have to dig deeper and process more material to get the same amount of silver. Some analysts predict that at current consumption rates, we could face severe shortages within the next 5 to 10 years. The military-industrial complex is where this story gets even more intense. Silver is absolutely essential for defense technology. Missile systems, radar equipment, night vision technology, electromagnetic warfare systems, they all require significant amounts of silver. The electrical conductivity and thermal properties of silver make it irreplaceable in many military applications. Now think about the current global situation. Tensions with China are at an all-time high. Russia's actions have destabilized global supply chains. The Middle East remains volatile. In this environment, no major power wants to be caught without access to critical materials. The Pentagon has apparently run the numbers and realized that in any extended conflict or trade war scenario, silver supplies could be weaponized. Imagine being unable to manufacture your most advanced defense systems because you don't have access to a basic component. That's a national security nightmare, and it's exactly why governments are stockpiling now. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the green energy revolution. Every major economy is committed to massive reductions in carbon emissions. The European Union wants to be carbon neutral by 2050. China is building solar farms the size of small countries. The United States has committed hundreds of billions to renewable energy infrastructure. And every single one of these initiatives is silver intensive. A typical solar panel uses about 20 grams of silver. That might not sound like much, but when you're talking about billions of panels, the numbers become astronomical. Current estimates suggest that solar panel production alone could consume more silver annually than we're currently mining. Add in the explosion of electric vehicle production, each EV uses roughly twice as much silver as a conventional car. And you start to see the problem. We're building a green future on a foundation of silver, but we haven't secured nearly enough supply to meet demand. Now here's where the story takes a dark turn. China controls a massive portion of global silver refining capacity. Even silver mined in other countries often gets sent to China for processing. This gives China enormous leverage over global silver supplies. In recent years, China has been systematically increasing its silver reserves while also restricting exports of refined silver products. They're playing the long game, understanding that whoever controls critical materials controls the future economy. The US government has finally woken up to this reality, which is why they're scrambling to secure supplies now, even at premium prices. $7.4 billion is a lot of money, but it's nothing compared to what it would cost to retrofit entire industries or lose technological superiority to rival nations. Let's talk about what this means for the average person, for you watching this right now. When governments start hoarding a commodity, prices inevitably rise. We're already seeing this with silver. The spot price has been climbing steadily, but more importantly, the premiums on physical silver have skyrocketed. Try to buy silver coins or bars right now, and you'll pay significantly more over spot price than you would have just a couple of years ago. Dealers are reporting inventory shortages. Mints are struggling to keep up with demand. This is the beginning of a supply crunch that could reshape wealth for an entire generation. Those who position themselves early in a commodity supercycle can see life-changing returns. Those who wait until everyone else figures it out end up buying at the peak. But there's another angle here that most people are missing. the monetary angle. Throughout human history, silver has been money. For thousands of years, silver was the primary medium of exchange for ordinary commerce, while gold was reserved for large transactions and wealth storage. Even the word for money in many languages derives from the word for silver. With inflation eroding the purchasing power of fiat currencies worldwide, with national debt spiraling out of control, with central banks printing money at unprecedented rates, more and more people are looking for real assets to protect their wealth. Silver offers something unique. It's both an industrial commodity with undeniable demand and a monetary metal with thousands of years of history. This dual nature makes it particularly attractive in uncertain times. Consider the gold to silver ratio, which compares the price of gold to silver. Historically, this ratio has averaged around 15 to 1, meaning 15 ounces of silver equal 1 ounce of gold. Right now, that ratio is significantly higher, suggesting that silver is dramatically undervalued relative to gold. If that ratio were to revert to historical norms, silver prices would have to increase substantially. And that's without even considering the industrial demand explosion we're witnessing. Some analysts are predicting that silver could see triple-digit prices within the next decade, not because of speculation or hype, but because of fundamental supply and demand dynamics. The implications of a silver shortage extend beyond just prices. We're talking about potential delays in critical infrastructure projects, limitations on defense capabilities, bottlenecks in the renewable energy transition, and disruptions in technology manufacturing. Governments understand that this isn't just about money, it's about maintaining economic competitiveness and national security in an increasingly unstable world. That's why they're willing to pay premium prices, and why they're moving with such urgency. The strategic calculus has changed. Silver is no longer just a commodity, it's a strategic asset as important as oil or rare earth elements. So what should you take away from all this? The US government spending $7.4 billion on silver isn't just another procurement story. It's a signal, a massive flashing warning sign that something fundamental has shifted in the global economy. The smart money, the institutional money, the government money is all moving into silver right now. They're not doing this on a whim. They have teams of analysts, access to classified information, and strategic planning that looks decades into the future. When you see this level of coordinated action, you have to ask yourself, what do they know that I don't? And more importantly, what am I going to do about it? The silver story is just beginning, and those who understand what's really happening have an opportunity to position themselves before the rest of the world catches on. The panic has started at the highest levels. The question is whether you'll recognize it before it's too late.